Hey basketball players, today I am going to be breaking down the footwork of Onyeka Okongwu, which is a player who is going to be in easily the top 5 of the picks coming in this upcoming NBA draft of 2020 that's been delayed since June, which is amazing. But we're going to get down and we're going to break down how amazing Onyeka Okongwu is and why I think he could be the next Hakeem Olajuwon. So first what we have is Onyeka in the low post. If you don't already know, he plays for USC and he is easily going to be one of the top 5 drafts this year. Now, what we have here is he is now posting up his player. He's going to take a hard dribble and hop. He's going to take that left foot into the body of the defender. He's going to take a dribble and he's going to hop so that both of his heels are facing the defender, and he's going to stick his butt out to try and create more space between him and his defender. When he turns, he's going to pivot on that right foot and he's going to go up for a shot. Now, one thing I would improve on up top is if he could use his elbow just a little bit more into the body of the defender. That could then remove that defender's arm from being in the way. But either way, he still gets to score, and considering it's the NCAA, that would be probably called a foul anyways if he was to stick his elbow up first into that arm. So here we have Onyeka going into the middle of the key, and look at how he's posting up his defender. He is basically sitting down into a chair. Now, what he's going to do here, if you ever see a player do this by any means, if you're the defender, just basically take a step back. He's going to fall backwards. But he's going to put pressure into Onyeka. Onyeka. I'm probably butchering this name, I'm very sorry, but he's going to land on both feet, and then he's going to push off from his right foot, pivot with the left, and he's going to go up with a baby hook shot. This is fantastic footwork, being able to land on both feet, look and see where he's going, keeping that ball away from his defender, and then taking a quick turn, no dribble, and going up for that shot. I'm going to tell you right now, if you are inside of the key, especially against a zone, but even against a man-to-man defense, and you're as good as him, you're going to have second and sometimes third players coming down to defend you. And what you really need to do is not take a dribble here, because you're going to get stripped. A quick turn, a quick shot, or a baby hook, and you're going to be hugely successful. Now, this is something that I really want every single center and low post player to see what he is doing, because this is very important. He's posting up his player pretty close to the low block. However, when he receives that ball, he steps out and then keeps his legs wide, which gives him options to spin on either direction. It also gives him options to be able to do different fakes. But also, what else he did was he hopped into it and landed on both feet at the same time, which gives him options to be able to drive left or right, or again to do different fakes. So what we have here is he keeps that ball into his core, very close to his core, almost in triple threat. Now he's able to keep it that low because there's no other defenders in this area. He's able to see everybody in that area, which means that there's no players coming up from behind who are trying to steal the ball, and there's nobody out here trying to double down to steal that ball. So he's able to keep it that far away from his defender. Now, before he does his move, we see him take a big step, and you want to take that big step when you start dribbling that ball. He's now going to push off from his right foot onto his left. This is really quick. At this point, he picks up that ball and he takes a big step into the middle. Always follow a small step with a big step. That's going to be your change of pace. That's going to mess up the defender. As you can see, he's able to get past the defender, but the defender jumps into him. He thought he was going to take a big step and shot, which got the defender off his feet just for a second, which allows Onyeka to be able to take a pivot because he's still able to take one more step and finish with the baby hook. So as we can see here, he has the ball in the low post. He hasn't dribbled it yet. He's actually had that ball for quite a few seconds. And I'm going to tell you right now, don't just dribble the ball for the sake of dribbling the ball. You really want to know what the defense is doing, what the defense is going to try and do to you, and then you can make out a plan in your head on how you can score on that rim. So he stands in this position for a while, like for a good 2 to 3 seconds. He's not in the paint, so there's no in the paint calls for him. A player doubles down to try and take away his ability to score. Well, this player is able to read that and cuts baseline, which was a very smart move. He could have got that ball passed to him, but this player came down and cut that off. So what we have now is he's able to now, from holding on to the ball for a couple of seconds, make out and formulate a plan on how to attack the basket. So with the player guarding him on that side and this side, another player popping over to guard the cutter, he now knows he needs to go to the middle because, for one, obviously he can't go this way. But if he was to go towards the middle, he could draw down this player and this player, which would then leave multiple players open for him to pass to if they were to triple or quadruple team his drive. So now from here, he's able to take a hard dribble into the middle, lands on both feet. That is very important. Every time you get to the middle or after you take a dribble in the low post, you usually want to land with 2 feet because it gives you 2 different ways, 2 different directions that you can go. It makes the defense kind of try to cheat, but they can't, right? So he then hops into the middle, takes a quick shoulder fake into the shot, turns the other direction. Did you see that shoulder fake? I'll slow it down, watch. Lands on 2 feet, shoulder fake, even a little bit of a ball fake, and turns the opposite direction, and he's able to finish with the baby hook. Now, something a lot of players don't utilize anymore is the up and under, and that's really a lost skill in my opinion, at least up here in Canada, in the low post. So now we have Onyeka. He is posting up, down in the low post, literally right in the middle of the key. And what he does, when he catches that ball, he hops into it, but he keeps his legs super wide, and he tries to reach out that left leg as far as possible. That's this leg. So as you can see, he's able to land and reach that leg out, which now gives him the ability to turn that direction and take a hard dribble right into his defender. But remember what I was mentioning. You really want to land on both feet every single time you take a dribble in the low post, and this is why. So now he takes that dribble into his defender, but he's landed on both feet at the same time. It allows him now not just to go towards his right side, but also to be able to go towards his left, and that's what we see here. He takes a shot fake to the right, he's able to pivot left, and now finish with the massive, massive slam dunk. So by knowing great footwork, practicing your footwork could help you turn into a Hakeem Olajuwon or into, I'm going to butcher his name, I'm sorry, Onyeka Okongwu. You're going to be able to turn into a great player. And Onyeka, if you get to see this video, I hope you and wish you all the best in your upcoming draft. I think you're going to be a very, very good center in the NBA.